breakfast in bed.
You saw all that.
You made omelets.
Omelets.
Have a stress-free Black Friday at Staples. Go to staples.com for deals and coupons good on the hottest tech gifts all week long. Less stress, more savings. Staples.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Hello, welcome now to the program. This is the Restaurant and Food Show. Always one of our favorite hours of the week, so much so that we like to play it twice. If this is Friday, well, you missed us on Tuesday. If this is Tuesday, you're ahead of the Friday group, the Restaurant Food Show, with our tag team today, our co-hosts of the show, who really make the show. I'm kind of the traffic cop. I sort of like to direct us, but they are really the ones who know about food and restaurants, and that would be Dave Del Rio, who's a regular around here these days, from Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill, and Elodie and Patrice are here, Perron from La Cuisine, terrific French restaurant. If you haven't tried it, I recommend you try it, by the way. And I regret, due to family circumstances, I haven't been able to be down in the last couple of weeks. I've missed it. So I don't get to Dave's place too much because it's a little further, but I'm downtown a lot. So good to have you all back again. Thanks for coming today. And it's kind of I hope you brought an umbrella and whatever else you have to, or a boat maybe. I don't know. It's pretty. How was it driving up from Ocala?
It was terrible. It was really raining really hard, yeah.
I worried about you because you said, you were running late. I thought, oh, no. I can see Dave flying through the water, and whatever. So
no, my driver's very careful.
Well, that's good because you know why? Your driver's here this week. I didn't know your driver was here. That's why I worried. If I'd known Susan was be here, I wouldn't have worried.
Buddy, for our listeners out there, be very careful on the roadways. They're calling for upwards of 4 inches all the way up to 6 inches of rain by noon tomorrow. So please be, while you're listening to us on this Tuesday.
My Friday could be sunshine.
Right. But this is Tuesday. Please be careful out there on the roadways.
Okay. Getting on to things besides the weather, which, by the way, one of the worst weather patterns I was ever in my life, and I lived in Colorado for 15 years, so I know weather, was I got caught in a nor'easter in New York City in the early 90s, and it was horrible. I've never seen it like it was flooding the streets, and it was bad. It was a little like doomsday, and they got a nor'easter heading up there north now, so it's going to be. So I hope my family gets down from Pennsylvania, and we have a happy Thanksgiving. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone here.
To everybody.
Yeah, good to see you here. And I want to talk to Elodie about this. I saw you and Patrice, because I saw your lovely table when I was down there, about the fact that it's a different kind of holiday for you.
Yes.
But you add some spices and flavors of things that that makes it a little different. We're going to kind of go around the horn today and talk about anything Thanksgiving. But first of all, I want to ask, in your restaurants, La Cuisine, downtown Ocala, behind the Marion Theater, Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill off of 25 on the lake, the Wearsdale side of the lake, is there, when people are eating so much turkey and so much stuffing and dressing and all the great things they make, do you make an attempt to try to plan a menu that's not necessarily all Thanksgiving, especially on the weekend? Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll take this one because you know what? It's amazing to me that turkey sales right now are up. You would think that, to me, I'm not ready for turkey yet. I'm going to have it on Thursday. But people are eating turkey. We've got a couple of specials, a club special, a club sandwich that's, I got to tell you about it, it's awesome. But it amazes me how much of that we're selling right now. People are like in the mood, they're ready for it, and they're eating turkey. Yeah.
Turkey on the brain. Are turkeys big, by the way, in France?
It's becoming big since 10 or 15 years. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we don't have Thanksgiving in France.
Right, of course you wouldn't.
I mean for the holidays.
Yeah, even for the holidays, well, you can have anything for the holidays. You know what I mean? We can have turkey, but turkey is more like something that you could have on a regular basis.
Yes.
But it's, we have foie gras, lots of different specials. Here, we don't do anything turkey specials before Thanksgiving. That would be the only day we'll have a turkey traditional special.
All right, so what is, like, in France, the big food holiday? Is there one? It's not Bastille Day, I'm sure, but, I mean, what is the day where you have a lot of food? I mean, Christmas, obviously.
Well, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Yeah, that would be the...
And in the between.
And always.
Exactly.
Because the family are here. And
Exactly. Exactly. So, well, I can't wait to tell you about my cooking experience. I thought about you all as I was doing this. As you know, my wife's been kind of unable to do much cooking in the last couple of weeks. So I've stepped into the breach, and aside from making cereal and toast, I decided I would try a little something last week because I was tired of everything that I could make, which is not that much. So I got a Bon Appetit recipe, which I'll tell you about later, and tried to put something together that had spices in it. Now, I don't know about spices. Now, I know all of you do. You're both Dave, you have a big background in cooking for Louisiana, and you were raised in that kind of culture and Spanish food, whatever. And, of course, French use spices. So I've thought about Patrice saying that you make a basic dish, and then you make the spices and sauces that make it different. So I thought, well, okay, I'm going to try these spices. I don't know from cilantro. I mean, I have no idea about how that works, but I tried it. I put it together, and I'll let you know what the results are. Not a total disaster, surprisingly. I've been known to have disasters. Once when my wife and my daughter had a broken arm, I came to the rescue in the house and decided I would fix something different. There wasn't much in the kitchen. This is way back. I lived in St. Pete. I made an omelet, a vinegar omelet. And my son, who would eat anything, wouldn't touch it.
A vinegar omelet?
Vinegar. I had vinegar in it.
Okay.
Try to get a little flavor to it. It was horrible. It was horrible. But I tried. I mean, don't you have to venture out sometime and try things?
You absolutely have to venture out. Cooking should be fun.
Yeah.
It should not be intimidating or daunting. It should be fun. If you can't have fun cooking, I don't know.
So Chef Martin is on the horizon. Is that what we're saying then?
I don't know about that.
That was 30 years ago. I've come a long way this. I use spices now. Well, all right, so tell me about what are some of the things you tried that haven't worked. You ever had a failure years ago, something you tried that said, oops?
I have lots of failures.
Did you really?
A lot.
Well, I spent a lot of years in doing R&D, so, there was a lot of things that we...
Give me one.
Okay, I'll tell you a real interesting one. I did you ever heard of sticky fig pudding? This was actually, it's a delicious pudding, and it's like a coffee cake that's very, very moist. And... then it had I made a creme anglaise to go with it, which is a real simple kind of a cream sauce, I guess you'd call it, sweet cream sauce. And the cake was actually really good, except that I tried to do it in Denver. So I developed it in Tampa, took it to Denver, and it wouldn't rise.
Altitude.
And I didn't know what.
Altitude.
Yeah, so that was a pretty. And that was when I was with one of the big chains. So that was kind of like really screwed that one up, didn't I?
Yeah, because when you're cooking, you really have to take care about the weather, the humidity, and I used to make a lot of dessert with sugar, with nice caramel, some to add some volume in the plate. But here you can't work with the texture of the sugar because this is so humid that the sugar,
humidity.
Yes,
humidity, and you can't make any kind of cookies with too much sugar. You can shape the cookies in a certain way that it's beautiful in a plate for the presentation. But here you can't. You just have to make
it'll melt,
flat
it'll wilt.
cookies.
Yeah, it'll wilt. Yeah, you're
like
right.
Flat Floridites,
Absolutely.
flat cookies.
There you go. If you know how to make your biscuits rise, you're in trouble around here.
Yep.
I got one for you in Denver. You ready for this? I worked at the Denver Post. And the first year I came there, we apparently ran a recipe on how to cook a turkey a special way, and all it was, in your oven. And unfortunately, it blew up about 10 ovens. It literally did. We had to go out and pay for these ovens.
Oh, my goodness.
Something went wrong. Either the ingredient was left out or whatever. They actually blew up the ovens, these turkeys. I mean, it can happen. Now, that's a failure.
Yeah, catastrophic failure.
That's an epic fail.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all right. So, one of the good things about Thanksgiving is you have lots of food. And I'm reminded of the restaurant, the Thanksgiving I had with Terry Bradshaw. One year, we're going to talk to him on the show about it, where he went into the hotel we stayed in New York. He decided to have a big Thanksgiving. He ordered about 10 times more food than we ever needed. Pies and cakes and hams and turkeys. And I mean, it was unbelievable. I don't even know what it costs. We couldn't make a dent in that thing. And I felt so bad about it that we had it left over. I thought we got to do something with this food. So we finally managed, you can't even give it away mostly now because of the laws. Somehow we were able to get it to a shelter or something where people were able to, I mean, all this food is incredible. So you can kind of overdo it at Thanksgiving. But one of the good things about Thanksgiving is you have leftovers. Sometimes leftovers are good. Sometimes leftovers are very good. So all of you think very creatively about some special leftover you might be able to use after Christmas, not necessarily in your place of business, but you to our listeners if you're making it. And I've got one here called Stories 5 Ways to Transform Mashed Potatoes at Thanksgiving. This is at Thanksgiving, actually, so different things. We won't focus all the show about Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about some trends. Coconut sugar, you mentioned sugar as one of those things. I'll tell you about my cooking experience. Anything that you see as a new trend in the business. And I found out something amazing by watching CBS this morning about one of the top Japanese gourmet guys in the world. I forgot his name. He's one of the top dudes. He was on the show CBS this morning. You'll never guess where he eats once a week. Don't guess. I'll tell you after the break. Right here on the Restaurant Food Show with Dave Del Rio and Elodie and Patrice Perron on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris.
My name is Bo Briggs. I'm a sixth-generation Ocalan. I practiced law with my father at the Briggs Law Firm. Over the years, we've seen many changes to Ocala and many changes in our profession. What has not changed is our commitment to our clients. You will speak with and get to know your attorney. That will never change. A lawyer will personally handle your case, not a paralegal. So if you've been injured in an accident and would appreciate personal attention, you can reach us at 671-4600 or learn more at thebriggslawfirm.com.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant. Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday Night High School football on WOCA, The Source. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, November 15th through January 4th with Ice, featuring the Nutcracker. Relive your favorite scenes from the classic ballet, hand-carved in more than 2 million pounds of ice sculptures and slides. Enjoy a special bonus area, the Frostbite Factory, and watch artisans from Harbin, China carve amazing ice sculptures before your eyes. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with the wonder of the Nativity in Ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Henry Hutchison. He's the president of Family Business USA. He's coming on to tell us about the dirty little secrets of family business.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Richard Vague will be on. He's coming on to speak about his book, The Next Economic Disaster.
Randy Sutton is a retired law enforcement officer. He's written a new book called The Power of Legacy, Personal Heroes of America's Most Inspiring People.
And then tune in for John Fuller from the law firm of Fuller & Fuller here in Ocala, giving legal advice on his program, Legally Yours.
Dr. Donald Hayes is the president of Wellness Watchers Global. He's written a new book called Alkalize Now, a pH balance program.
And then Steve Kleinedler is coming on, a linguist and the executive editor of the reference group at Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. He's coming on to speak about the 5th edition of the American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Thanksgiving Eve. The next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Restaurant Food Show. Dave Del Rio from East Beach Sandbar and Grill. Elodie, and Elodie's such a nice name. Elodie, it's got such a nice ring to it. And Patrice Perron from La Cuisine, our authentic French restaurant, by the way. Lucky to have both these places here in our community. And our partner Cindy Nicholson at Mark's today. She's probably taking a hit on the porch there with the rain coming down there downtown. When we left just now, I said I saw an interesting show on the weekend on PBS. It was a lot about food on the show, all kinds of different things. And there was I didn't get the guy's name. Very sophisticated Japanese business owner and chef who studied over here, by the way, and making millions of dollars in food, whatever. And he's everything's high end, organic and whatever, beyond that. And they asked him about his dining habits. He was very thin, obviously. And he said, of course, he loves to eat at his restaurant. He said, but once a week, he goes out and eats at McDonald's.
Really?
Yes, McDonald's. You believe that? That made me think about Cindy saying she wanted to see her Krispy Kremes here in town, right? So, and thanks to Susan, she made it happen the next week. But all right, so potatoes. I know you're proud of your gratin potatoes. Mm-hmm. Dave, I know you're proud of yours. Explain. The gratin potatoes at your place are unlike any I've ever eaten. They're very, very good. You got good potatoes, too. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the underrated potato. And I'm going to tell you 6 ways you can do some different stuff according to this website and Food and Wine. Tell me about your potatoes. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I think we can start. I take this one. The potatoes, this is the most common side dishes that we can propose, and I don't know why, but people love it. You can fry it, you can boil it, you can make mashed potatoes with it, you can do it something very fancy. You can do the gratin, you can cook that in a cream, you can add some spice, and it's totally different. And after with your if you make a mashed potatoes, you can add some eggs, and you can make some souffle with that. You can make everything because there is the starch in it, mm-hmm. and it's very, very magic for a chef because he can do thousands of things with that. So we are working with the potatoes. So first of all, we are not doing our French fries anymore. We are doing what we call a pomme lyonnaise. The pomme lyonnaise is kind of like a big kind of potatoes. This is deep fry, of course. But we had a special seasoning. We make like a special butter clarified on it with roasted garlic, Provençal herbs, salt, pepper, and a hint of vinegar. Red wine vinegar.
I knew vinegar would come in there someplace.
Yeah. This is more like kind of special up north, kind of north of France. And you can find a lot of French fries and vinegar in England too. This is really, really famous. You know those fish and chips?
Yes.
So on fish and chips, there is always a hint of vinegar. And
a lot of spices I see now popular on potatoes, a lot of different spices.
Yeah.
But you left one big one out for Dave.
Yeah.
As a boy growing up in the South, mashed potatoes and gravy.
That's right.
Of course.
That's right.
Of course.
Right?
That's going to be very important in 2 days.
And potatoes don't have to be ordinary either.
Yeah.
Like we do, I do our potatoes. We do a mixture of Yukon Gold and red potatoes. We mix the blends. The Yukons are very buttery and very silky, where the red gives it a little more texture, and then a little bit of roasted garlic. And it just not enough, and of course heavy cream and salt and pepper, of course, but just that little hint of roasted garlic gives it something totally different. It's not blow the top of your head off, but it's there as you're eating them. You're like, oh, this is, I'm getting a little something extra here.
Love garlic. And by the way, what is in your gratin, if you don't mind telling? What is their flavor?
It's different flavor. This is something really simple. You in your flat pan, you just put some a garlic puree, and you scallops your potato, you slice your potato, and you make some different layer. And this is a layer of potatoes, salt, pepper, and a hint of nutmeg. So we talk about spice, and this is but nutmeg you just really have to. This is really a little bit, a pinch, because this is really flavorful, and it comes together when it's hot.
It's very delicious.
So if you put too much, wow, that's uneatable.
Yeah.
This is like those cinnamon, the ground cinnamon. If you put too much, that's
it's like cumin too.
Yeah,
cumin is one of those.
Cumin,
a little bit.
Cumin,
Bit
I love cumin.
What is cumin exactly? It's just a spice, but I mean,
it's a ground seed.
Ground seed? Is it like a hot flavor, or is it
very
is it
tiny,
spicy? What is it?
Tiny seeds, long,
Yeah.
And when it's dry, they crush it and they make some powder with that.
Yeah,
But this is more used in the Indian food.
Okay.
You have a lot.
I got you.
Indian, Spanish food. I mean, not Spanish, Mexican food.
I was going to ask you about Spanish food. You have to have a lot of spices there. Now, what different ways, Dave? You mentioned your red potatoes and your new potatoes. What are some of the ways, your favorites in terms of what you make with the potato?
You know what? One of my favorites are just simple roasted potatoes, especially the smaller potatoes.
Smaller ones, the red ones?
Any color. They've got so many varieties now, red and blue and these different, heirloom type potato. You want to do something special, just roast them off with some olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and some, a little fresh herb, a little rosemary and thyme. Yeah. So simple.
Yeah.
And roast them so that they get a little caramelization on the bottom, which is not burnt, but where it turns. Oh, it's to me
very
that's
brown.
I got goosebumps. It's so good. I got goosebumps.
Wow, let's go get some.
I'm ready.
I'm going to go over this list of I don't know these things here, but Food and Wine says there's 6 ways that you can make special potatoes. Now you tell me. I don't know. What is this? Gruyer? Gruyere.
Yeah.
What is that?
Gruyere.
Gruyere. Okay.
Gruyere.
This is mashed
You say it better
potatoes.
than I do.
Gruyere.
Swiss cheese.
Okay. This is mashed potatoes casserole with Gruyere. This is private chef and cookbook author Phoebe Lapine spreads creamy mashed potatoes in a baking dish and scatters shredded Gruyere on top, then bakes it until melty and browned. If you'd like to make a healthier version, try the substituting sweet potatoes for the russes. What do you think? Is that a good dish? Would you like that?
I would love that.
That's remind me a very special dish that you eat when you are in the Alps. When you go skiing, there is those little restaurant, and they propose what we call a tartiflette. This is a little cube of potatoes, and this is just sautéed potatoes, and on the top they put a little bit bacon, a glazed onion, and on the top this is like a big cheese, kind of brie, but little bit more stronger.
Stronger, yeah.
And they slice it by the half, and they return the cheese on the top of these nice potatoes, bacon, and onions, and they put that in the oven.
And you forgot the white wine. We put white wine.
And we put white wine, of course, because we are French.
Put wine
We need
in
wine.
Put a little more wine in there.
Put
real
more
quick,
wine.
before the break, we're going to go on a hard break here just a second, 1 minute. Dave, I know you like cheese. I like cheese grits and things of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
This is cheesiest mashed potatoes. 3 insanely luscious potatoes, so cheesy you think they were eating fondue. The secret, a cream sauce that's packed with 4 cups of shredded mozzarella and fontina cheeses. What do you think?
Oh, I think that'd be really good too. Yeah, I do. I think that would be because those are good melting cheeses. They're not going to oil out real bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's a nice combination.
All right, one more before we go to break. I don't know about this one. Mashed potatoes and barley cakes.
Barley cake.
It says chewy barley and creamy potatoes come together for a fun festive accompaniment to Thanksgiving classics. These pan-fried cakes are coated in panko
breadcrumbs.
Japanese breadcrumbs, which give them a especially crispy crust. What do you think?
Sounds good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Sound like it might be. This comes from Food and Wine, by the way.
Off the wall, but that'd be all right.
All right. So can we come back? I'm going to tell you about my venture into the world of cooking and spices, learning about spices. You'll never believe what happened to the Queen's chef. If you didn't hear about this last week, I'll tell you about that. And we're going to give away $50 worth of dining at La Cuisine. And we're going to be able to give you that. Tom's got them in his hand. If you all you have to do is go to the website. What's the website again? Tell me.
It's lacuisineocala.com.
All right, and go stand by. We'll have a question for you. We come back during the 45 break. All coming to you right here on the Restaurant and Food Show.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I practice exclusively in the representation of accident victims. And we've been asked many times why we would support and sponsor the program Ask the Cops with Sheriff Blair and Chief Graham, who are in the world of criminal law enforcement. Well, these legal rights actually overlap. In civil law enforcement, we're in the business of recovering for victims of accidents that which has been taken away from them and holding the responsible party accountable. Both civil law and criminal law share those common goals. So we're all in the field of law enforcement, and for that reason, we're proud to sponsor Ask the Cops on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin. So if your family or a friend needs help in an accident situation, feel free to contact us at our website, www.thebriggs Law Firm. We're located in the Ocala Historic District.
Eye Care Center of Ocala is centered on patient satisfaction. Our friendly doctors and staff are here to serve all of your family's eye care needs under one roof. Our optometric physicians take great pride in offering every patient the absolute best in vision care utilizing state-of-the-art technology. We're located about 2 miles west of I-75 on State Road 200. You can schedule an appointment for the Eye Care Center by going to www.eyecarecenterofocala.com, or you can call us at 352-512-0560.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey Checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler.
You need to stop throwing objects into police.
After a night of violence and destruction in Ferguson, Missouri, following the grand jury decision not to indict a police officer in the fatal shooting of teen Michael Brown Jr., Ferguson's Mayor James Knowles thanking first responders who put themselves in harm's way, also noting,
unfortunately, as the unrest grew and further assistance was needed, the National Guard was not deployed in enough time to save all of our businesses. The decision to delay the deployment of the National Guard is deeply concerning. We are asking that the governor make available and deploy all necessary resources to prevent the further destruction of property and the preservation of life.
Governor Jay Nixon deploying more National Guard troops tonight. At least 13 dead in a building collapse in a suburb of Cairo. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa tire gauges are now just $1.99. The perfect gift for anyone who owns a car with tires. But when giving the gift of a $1.99 tire gauge, don't put it in one of those long jewelry boxes with a giant red bow and your wife's name on it. Because while a $1.99 tire gauge from Napa can be useful, it can't keep you warm at night. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 12/31/14.
Honey, I had a premonition about Black Friday.
Let me guess, long lines and tons of people.
Nope, I saw great deals at Staples.
Were you on Staples.com when you had this vision?
I don't recall, but it was clear as day. Blowout prices on laptops and headphones. You got me a tablet.
Did I?
Yeah, we were in, out, and home in time to have breakfast in bed.
You saw all that.
You made omelets.
Omelets.
Have a stress-free Black Friday at Staples. Go to Staples.com for deals and coupons good on the hottest tech gifts all week long. Less stress, more savings. Staples.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Honey.
In here.
Are you tearing up the bathroom? I thought we agreed to let Mike Scott Plumbing handle this on Monday.
Yeah, I know, but I got this. I watched a how-to video on YouTube.
Oh, well. So instead of calling the professionals at Mike Scott Plumbing, who, by the way, do this for a living, and wait, is that a jackhammer?
Yep, watch this. Let the master show you how it's done. Okay, we may have an ever so slight leaking problem.
Great job, Mr. Genius. Now you broke the water line.
No, that was like that when I got here.
Well, looks like the only thing you've mastered is the art of making a mess. So now I'm picking up the phone and calling Mike Scott Plumbing, who won't charge us extra for nights, weekends, or holidays.
No, wait, I can fix this. Just hand me that.
The only thing I'm handing you is the phone. No, wait, I'll handle this. 237-2888.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
The fire department.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
A psychopath may love absolutely everything about you. For example, if you say you're shy, they'll laugh at every joke you attempt. If you're an avid hiker obsessed with modern art, they'll probably love that too. There's no conclusive research proving that echinacea is effective against the common cold. Instead, take vitamin D. People who do the most texting at night have the worst sleep.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Restaurant Food Show. If you're hungry, pay attention. Here's a chance for you to cash in and get some delicious food. I know firsthand. I've been there many times. Can't wait to go back again, especially see my guy Bob play the piano on Thursday nights. But at La Cuisine, you got a chance now to win a $50 gift certificate, courtesy of Elodie and Patrice. If you can go to the
$25.
website.
I already took the other $25, put it in my pocket.
It's 50. It's 50, believe me. And you're fired, by the way. And if you listen up and don't call us now. Call us during the break, which is what, Tom? 12, 11 minutes, whatever. Maybe.
Right.
10 minutes, excuse me. And answer the question. You got it. It's that simple. So we'll give you the telephone number. Do not call now, 622-9622. And here's the question. It's very simple. Go to the website, lacuisine.com.
LaCuisineOcala.com.
And what do you have to do? What's the question?
The question is, when is the next champagne dinner?
When is the next champagne dinner?
Well, hold on.
Let's have it tonight. Let's go have
So I can win this. Let me go to your website.
So this is on the website right now. And when's the next champagne? And call us here. And you hear us go to break. Get a chance to do that. Okay. Nutrients. There's a couple quick things. I don't know if this is good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Oh, by the way, I meant to ask you, what kind of special plans or things do you need for your customers to know about for the holidays? First day of you at Eaton Beach Sand Bar and Grill.
Okay, well, for Thanksgiving, we're going to be closed on Thanksgiving Day. We can stay with our families, but a call ahead on Wednesday. It's best to call ahead for call ahead seating because I know we're going to be real busy.
Oh, you are going to give call ahead seating?
Oh yeah, we'll do the call ahead seating. So that's not
big.
a guarantee, but it
big.
sure helps out a lot. But call ahead and we've got some specials that we're going to be running. Kind of a Louisiana sampler with my famous smoked turkey and some other odds and ends that are going to be on there. And then Black Friday, we're going to check out our website for Black Friday. We're going to have some fun on Black Friday. Yes.
Give me your website.
www.eatonsbeach.com.
No apostrophe. It's
no apostrophe.
EATONS.
All together.
All right, let's talk about what you got going at La Cuisine.
Well, we have a special turkey dinner for Thanksgiving. We're open all day. We only have a few spots left.
From 11:30 to 6 o'clock?
To 6 o'clock last sitting.
Non-stop.
And then we'll run nice specials, on Thursday, Friday.
Have you ever thought about just having seatings like some small restaurants do, where you have a 5 o'clock seating, 8 o'clock seating? Have you ever thought about doing that? I don't, maybe it doesn't work. I just wonder why people do it don't.
We tried, but
it's hard to do.
It's hard to do, actually.
Well, hopefully it gets so busy you'll be able to do that. Okay, trends. I don't know if these are any good. I looked this up in the 2015. What do you think about these? Coconut sugar. Apparently, it's very popular. Comes from liquid sap of the blossom of the coconut palm, collected and boiled until most of the water is evaporated, just like maple syrup. Tried it? I've never tried it. Anybody tried it?
I haven't tried it, but I know coconut oil is got some great healing properties, and so even though I've never tried coconut sugar, it may be very healthy. I don't know.
Coconut is very popular now. A lot of people for health reasons are either
cooking
oil and all.
Yeah, we are using the coconut.
Do you use the coconut?
Yeah, our soup of the day right now is a carrot, coconut milk, and ginger. So it's really nice.
Ginger.
It's good.
What about cooking?
We did also one time a dessert with a coconut. It was a homemade ice cream. It was a strange mix, but it was absolutely delightful. It was a coconut milk and stout beer.
What?
Stout beer. Yes.
Stout. Guinness stout?
Yes.
Guinness stout beer and coconut
yeah.
milk ice cream. It was absolutely marvelous.
Wow, I bet.
That is kind of different right there.
It was awesome.
I never heard of this before, but matcha, M-A-T-C-H, apparently they call it a powerhouse beverage in Japan that meets popular demands for energy, vitality, nutrition, made from crushed green tea leaves, packed with antioxidants, L-theanine, and beta-carotene. I never heard of this stuff. It's less caffeine than green tea. Ever hear of that? I never heard of it.
No.
Okay.
I've heard it. I've never tried it.
No. We talk about this a lot. Local grains, they're saying. Local grain networks are big now. The products made from freshly milled, locally grown grains offer a wide variety of options and lead to tap into America's gluten-free obsession. We talked about gluten-free. Both of you have dealt with gluten-free. Have you noticed any uptick? Are there more people who want gluten-free now than a year ago? Or is it getting bigger? Or has it gone away? Or what?
I feel like there's less vegetarian people and more gluten-free people. Do you agree with me, Dave?
Yeah, I do
don't
agree
know.
with that.
Well, I tried myself to be gluten-free. I eat so many bread at the restaurant.
Your bread is awesome.
Well, it's try to resist. But we do have, lots of gluten-free people. Yeah, definitely.
Seems to be. Everybody wants to eat healthy, don't they?
Yeah.
They do, and I mean we see our fair share of gluten free, but it's still not a major dent in our in the overall of our business, the overall portion of our business. But we have it available, and we welcome them to come in, and we've got some. And it was so easy to do some of these gluten free dishes. It's just a matter of taking a little flour out of this or taking this. You know what I mean? But you have to be very, very careful with it of what you're doing, because sometimes there's ingredients that you don't know about. So it's a lot harder than what it looks. To prepare dishes and menus that are truly gluten free, which is what I'm sure we all do. But again, still not a major portion of the business, not yet.
No, yeah.
No, not yet. And between the really people allergic to gluten free and the people that they don't, the diet gluten free, there is this is really different. Maybe on whole people they don't want gluten. Maybe there is 1% of people that they are allergic. So
remember when the whole thing with peanuts came out? and how, I mean, when the people, I never heard of people being allergic, Dave, to peanuts growing up. Did you?
Not when I was growing up, no.
I don't know if it's the engineering of the peanut, if it's a GMO, as they call it, what's happened to the peanut that made it that way. You hear people say, if you open up peanuts on a plane, people can scream at you, say, please put those away, my daughter's allergic.
Yeah.
2 rows back, It's become such an incredible thing. I just can't get over the fact that, where did this come from? I mean, are those things you have to worry about in restaurants that people are allergic to?
Well, I think you always have to be conscious of that, of that. But I mean, we're a public restaurant, and you always have to be conscious, and we do our best to know where everything comes from, and to be able to answer any questions, but I mean, it's really tough. That's a really difficult question.
It is.
Yeah, we have to, because this is also by law, because we must have what we call a food manager certification. So, and then it's include to know all these
food
allergens and all the virus or all those kind of
but sometimes
problem that we can have.
Right.
It's really hard to know what ingredients, in
who's allergic to what.
But yeah, and I'm not a dietitian.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? But, so I have to rely on the customer to tell me what their particular allergen is.
You go to the doctor, they ask you, what are you allergic to? You have to
right.
tell them. All right, here's my cooking experience. I told you that because out of necessity, I had to come up with something. I saw this recipe: lemongrass shrimp soup with spaghetti squash. It just sounded good for me. So I thought, well, I'm going to the grocery. I'll pick these things up, right? What do you get? Okay. 1 medium spaghetti squash. Now, stupid me, I think that's already prepared. That you just take squash and get it like you do noodles. I don't know you have to make this stuff, right? So all right. I went and asked him, where's the spaghetti squash? Well, we don't have any. Got to go. 1/2 pound shell on medium shrimp. That's easy. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Okay, I got that. 4 scallions, white and pale green parts only. 1 lemongrass stalk. Now, I don't know what a lemongrass stalk looks like. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I've heard of it. I've eaten it. But take out the layers and remove them and thinly slice it. 1/3 piece of ginger. I know how to do that. That's no problem. 2 garlic cloves. Simple. Got it. 8 cups low sodium chicken broth. All right. Kosher salt. No problem. Cilantro sprigs. Slice serrano chilies and lime wedges. Okay, this is what you do. You preheat it to 375. You pierce the squash with a knife. I said, I don't have the squash, so I put in noodles, okay? Just thin noodles, put them in. What the heck, try it. Roast on a rim, baking sheet, so on and so on. Didn't do that. Now, then it says, I realized after I had the shrimp, which I got them already cooked. It says, peel the shrimp, devein them, and put the shells in to cook them with. I'm not putting the shells. I don't have any shells. What am I going to do here? All of a sudden, what do you mean leave the shells on, So I wade through all this. Finally, I get to a point I thought, you know what? I'm going to have to improvise here. I put everything in. I was missing one little thing. Cut the broth off to the side over here. Got it going. Cut up all my herbs and spices. Took my sprigs of cilantro and whatever. Put them in when the broth was getting nice and warm. I added Brussels sprouts. Little Brussels sprouts, all right? I put them in a pan and stir-fried them first with some of the herbs as well. Then I mixed them all up, put them together, and I put them in a bowl and made put the soup in on top of them. And it turned out pretty darn good. But I didn't know what to do, and it said, there's certain things I didn't know how to do it. So I ventured out. I'm proud that I was able to try that, That's
great.
But I couldn't help but thinking, I love by the way, there was no lemongrass. I said, we have paste back here. We can get the paste. I thought, paste? How will paste work? And I thought, well, okay, I'll try it. I got the lemongrass. It added a great flavor to it. The lemongrass did.
Yeah,
so I love that combination of the garlic, of course, and lemongrass. So it turned out okay. Can you give me a big hand for that? I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sure it turned out more okay than you think.
Well, listen, we ate it. That's all I got to say.
I noticed he didn't bring any, though, so that doesn't mean
it lasted one meal.
No leftover.
For sure. All right, let's take a break. Come back. Got a little more cooking news here, by the way.
This is the time you can call 622-9622. What's the question again?
When is the next champagne dinner?
At La Cuisine. Go to La Cuisine Ocala. LACUISINE, Ocala, and .com, and look on the page. It's very simple. It'll tell you when the next champagne dinner is. If you call this number during this break, you will get $50 worth of certificates, and if you don't use them, Tom and I are going to go. All right?
622-9622.
All right, back on the Restaurant and Food Show after this time out.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
The biggest holiday office party in Ocala can only be in Golden, Ocala. Now, a true office party can only be on a Friday, and this party is no exception. So clear your calendar for December 5th. Party starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 11 p.m. with buffet-style dinner, wine tasting, casino play, and a cupcake war. The price of only $55 each is well worth it. All donations help Kids Central, a system for neglected and abandoned children and families. Remember to bring an unwrapped toy to make holiday dreams come true. Call 629-6229 for tickets. The office party at Golden, Ocala. You deserve it.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase process fixed rate alone.
Fumble! I was so busy making my fantasy football picks that I forgot to stock up on inventory, and now I need cars fast, so I'm calling for an inventory blitz. Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. This month, bring me in your old car, and you could score the nicer, newer ride you've been fantasizing about for just $10 down.
Sack your old car.
And start driving the nicer, newer car of your dreams for just $10 down. Don't get fouled by past credit problems.
Our For the People credit approval process is the game changer you've been waiting for.
We huddle up the banks and lenders to help you get approved and back in the game. So stop driving a car you hate.
Punt it and drive a nicer, newer car for just $10 down today.
I'm throwing in a Hail Mary to make my month, and I need your help. Trade in your old car, and you could drive for just $10 down. But don't wait till the clock runs out. This deal is over when my inventory is full. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit us at Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
This is Allstate Agent Kevin McDonald, and our agency is a proud sponsor of the Marion County Friday Night High School Football Game of the Week. I grew up in Ocala, and I'm proud to support high school athletics throughout Marion County. For all your insurance and employee benefit needs, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333. Our agency has been a proud member of the Ocala-Marion County community since 1985, with offices in Ocala and the Villages.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Cookies, 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 cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. That's right. The Great American Cookie Company in the Paddock Mall, Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. You might notice that I said fun and delicious more than once. That's because I can't say it enough. The next time you're at the mall, be sure and stop by or call 352-237-2557 to place your order.
Cookies, cookies,
Yum.
cookies, cookies. We go cookie-eating cookies.
The Great American Cookie Company.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
This is Austin Tabman reminding you to stay in contact with us at WOCA. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Voice of Ocala. Make sure to become a friend of our Facebook page and call us at 622-9622.
All right, welcome back. Last couple of minutes of the Restaurant Food Show. We didn't have the information at hand we needed, so we're going to make this real simple. You can go on and find this easily. Just go to And I'm sorry if you were looking everywhere for this. If we had somebody change it on the website, we didn't know. So you can still win the $50 in gift certificates. We'll give you a little grace period, even up to the first break of the next hour, the sports show. If you call 622-9622 and you look on Ocala La Cuisine, LaCuisineOcala.com, and tell us what day is crepe day.
Right.
Okay, what day is it? It's very simple. Look it up. Call 622-9622, and you got $50 worth of stuff. Couple things. A little bit of trivia. Tom, you join in here.
All right.
Ready? How many cans of soup does Cabell's sell every year? Pick a number. How many cans of soup?
2.5 billion.
I can say, the 3 billion.
Well, you're all close. Four. Okay, Tom's closest is 2 billion. Wow. 2 billion. All right, now each can contains noodles. How many feet of noodles does each can take?
Does each can
Each
take?
can.
How many feet?
How many feet?
How many feet of
How many
noodles?
feet of noodles are in each can? It's been measured, by the way.
25? 25 feet.
15.
25.
You're close. 32 feet of
just
noodles in
one
every
can.
can.
No way.
One
32
can.
feet
Yeah,
of
32
noodles.
feet of noodles. I heard the guy say it. Oh, the
32
CEO.
feet.
32 feet of noodles in
32
Campbell
feet?
soup.
You know what I'm going
That's
to
a
do
big
now?
can.
I'm
No,
going to
she
go
said-
home tonight and just dump a Campbell soup in a strainer.
You know what he said? You know what he
Take
said? He
measures.
said to have at it. I've counted them, the guy said. So
Yeah.
he said have at it. So anyway, that's what they said. Okay, so you think of the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, as being obviously she's protocol. She has everything by the book. It's all white glove. It's everything. And I'm sure their staff is well trained, very have great decorum and very, very polite, right, and nice, right? Well, apparently one of them not so much. Queen Elizabeth's chef was reportedly fired after getting into a heated scuffle with a number of members of the Buckingham Palace staff. The Daily Mail reported Adam Steele, 20, allegedly headbutted a rival chef in staff quarters, which was witnessed by housemaids, footmen, and other servants. So I guess things get a little dicey around the palace sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so don't feel so bad what happens in your kitchen when the Queen's chef is headbutting people, right?
Wow.
Tom, were you in England during that time? I don't know. Just asking to see if he might have been around during that time. Tom? Tom's on the phone, so he's answering the quiz. So, well, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday, by the way. It's going to be fun. Don't forget, again, special hours, and you're closed, Dave, on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, but we're leading up to it tonight, tomorrow. We've got all kinds of specials with our Louisiana cuisine and smoked turkey and turkey club that you just won't believe.
All right. And what you got, Tom?
We have a winner.
Okay.
Kathy was the winner.
Kathy.
Yep.
Congratulations, Kathy. $50 worth of it, man. You're gonna eat great. Go by and check it out. And
we look forward to seeing you, Kathy.
She knew crepe day was Wednesdays, and then she said lunch only. So
Absolutely.
She knew it right. She was like, Wednesdays, lunch only.
Well, she could read pretty well, too.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, all the best to you and Susan and your mom. Glad to have her here today as well.
Thank you.
And everybody have a safe, hopefully dry holiday. Coming up next, it's time for Buddy Martin Sports Page. Terry Bradshaw joins us at 5:30. We've also got an update on the coaching situation in Florida right here on Buddy Sports Page next.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hello, young lady. May I help you?
I hope so, Mr. Goss. My mommy says if Daddy buys one more Christmas present that she has to plug in, she's gonna scream.
That sounds serious.
Mr. Goss, my mommy says I should tell Daddy she wants something from Goss & Son Jewelers that will last for a lifetime. But I don't know what that is. Can you help me?
I sure can. Your mommy wants a diamond. You tell your daddy we have thousands of diamonds, all sizes and all prices, that will make this Christmas the best Christmas your mommy ever had.
Mr. Goss, when you wrap Mommy's present, could you put some prestige in? Mommy says it doesn't cost any more.
I'll see to it personally. We've been offering prestige for a long time.
Mr. Goss, you don't look old.
Honey, you can call me Jerry.
Thanks, Mr. Goss.
This Christmas, the best things come in small packages. The best small packages come from Goss & Son Jewelers, downtown on the Ocala Square.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account, plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
Yes, George.
I did it again.
What now, George?
I have a secret code just like a spy, so I know where the climate control units are.
George, you're no spy. You have the secret, you have the code to Devon Self-Storage Climate Control Area, where you back the truck all the way in, and if you have any questions, you just call Devon Self-Storage at 873-0777.
Yeah, but I know where Devon Self-Storage is.
Yes, across from Hobby Lobby on Highway 200.
Gee, Alice, are you a spy too?
Yes, George, yes.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services. When your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements, from damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler.
As we saw in the areas of Ferguson last night cannot be repeated.
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon saying a short time ago,
National Guard presence will be ramped up significantly in Ferguson and ensuring that they are ready to act quickly to prevent violence.
Nixon says 700 National Guard troops had been deployed to Ferguson last night, facing criticism the response wasn't adequate to prevent the violence and destruction. He says more than 2,200 will be in the area tonight. Ferguson's mayor says police officer Darren Wilson remains on leave after a grand jury failed to indict him on criminal charges in the fatal shooting of teen Michael Brown Jr. President Obama now in Chicago for a roundtable discussion on immigration reform. The Dow closing down 3, the Nasdaq up 3, the S&P down 2. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa tire gauges are now just $1.99. The perfect gift for anyone who owns a car with tires. But when giving the gift of a $1.99 tire gauge, don't put it in one of those long jewelry boxes with a giant red bow and your wife's name on it. Because while a $1.99 tire gauge from Napa can be useful, it can't keep you warm at night. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 12/31/14.
Honey, I had a premonition about Black Friday.
Let me guess. Long lines and tons of people.
Nope. I saw great deals at Staples.
Were you on Staples.com when you had this vision?
I don't recall, but it was clear as day. Blowout prices on laptops and headphones. You got me a tablet.
Did I?
Yeah, we were in, out, and home in time to have breakfast in bed.
You saw all that.
You made omelets.
Omelets.
Have a stress-free Black Friday at Staples. Go to Staples.com for deals and coupons good on the hottest tech gifts all week long. Less stress, more savings. Staples.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Buddy Martin Sports Page on a rainy, and I mean rainy, Tuesday afternoon. I don't know what it means. Coming to work today, I saw a guy building a big boat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. Putting animals in it. So I'm
exactly.
Gonna be good.
I saw Michael Phelps swim by me on 441.
Oh, you saw him too? I
don't know what that means.
Yeah, I know what it means.
And he was out swimming my truck, by the way.
Wow. Well, your truck gets some mark. So
Well, yeah,
there you
no.
go. But of course, he outswims most trucks.
Well, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Good day today. We got some update information we'll hope to get from the guy who probably stays on top of this as much as most people because he's the Associated Press, and this is a national story, is who is going to succeed Will Muschamp. And nobody really knows. Every day I hear somebody saying, well, here's a new list.
Buddy Martin, that's who's on the – I heard you're top of the list now.
Yeah, right. I noticed that I think it was Pat Dilley. I didn't see his column. Struck some people off today. Somebody texted me and said he struck off Kelly from Notre Dame. Stoops, they struck off him. That's his list. I don't have a good list, but we'll talk about that later in the program. And also tonight on the Terry Bradshaw football show. Bradshaw asked me every time I talk to him, who's going to be the coach? I said, Terry, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll get Mark Long from the Associated Press, who covers it for national reasons, and see what the trends are, which way things are blowing, and what's likely to happen in the next. Because, we're going to have this coach in probably the next 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Well, the best I've heard anybody say yet, literally, and I'm not doing this to stroke ego because I don't care whether you think I like you or not. Well,
first of all, you don't like me.
Let's clear that right up, too. When you made the suggestion of Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan as a dual situation, I thought that was very good. Mike come in here with Kyle, let Mike work it for 2 or 3 years and turn it over to Kyle. I thought that was probably the best idea I've heard. That's as good an idea as anybody else I've heard so far.
Somebody else had Stoops coming and getting Steve Spurrier Jr. Yeah, that was one I heard. I heard a lot of different things.
Somebody's had Mike Shanahan with Kyle as the OC, and then I heard somebody say, well, why can't Kyle be the head coach and Mike be the OC?
Well, that's not going to work that way.
I know it doesn't work that way.
But I mean, Monty Kiffin it worked for, but not.
Well, it didn't. He left after a year. He couldn't work for his son either.
I think, But anyway, I mean, I'd like to see something creative here. That's what I want to see.
I'd like to see Doc Holliday. That's who I'd like to see, but he's not sexy enough.
Doc I like Doc. He's done a heck of a job. I just don't see that happening because you know why? The alumni would not put up with it.
I know, but
they're a very angry bunch right now.
He's a head coach. He's got a staff in place. He's a Florida guy, and he's one of only 2 football programs undefeated.
Hey, Willie Fritz has done a great job at Georgia Southern too.
He's not ready for this job.
Well, I mean, he's done a heck of a job.
But
won the conference.
He's a little more. Marshall's a little more.
I'm just saying.
Marshall's a little more
that's
along.
A fatal mistake that they took. They took him from the cradle last time. They take young guys, and Doc's not young, but in head coaching experience, he's young. So that's a problem you got to deal with.
Well, the guy from Utah in head coaching experience was young.
Bottom line
Bowling Green 2 years and Utah 2 years.
Different because the president of the university was there with him at Utah and observed him very closely and knew him. So it's a different deal completely.
But
by the way, he beat a pretty good team in the Sugar Bowl.
Well, he did. But if you're talking about head coaching experience, that guy didn't have a whole lot either.
Well, I mean, he
only had 4 years.
No,
2 at Bowling Green, 2 at Utah.
He had 5. But anyway, the point is that he was extremely successful, and it was a bit of a gamble.
It was,
and a lot of people didn't think he was the right guy.
But remember the time, buddy. He was the hottest thing. He was as hot as a hotcake griddle.
Notre Dame Notre Dame almost, in fact, did steal him away. He accepted the Notre Dame job and then turned around and took Florida.
Right.
So a lot of people wanted Urban Meyer.
In the last 20 years, I've not seen a hotter commodity than Urban Meyer was in that 3-month period.
People wanted Will Muschamp, believe it or not. Because he was the next head coach at Texas.
Yeah, he was going to be Mac Brown's replacement.
And you know it didn't work. Here's something I want to say to you. Again, I've never tried to gloat about this. I take no delight in the fact that Jeremy Foley made a bad mistake, and that we were paying for it. But I went back and looked at that column today that I wrote about the reasons why Muschamp's a failure. It's pretty accurate, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was surprised myself to say, wow, I didn't realize I'd said that.
The 10 reasons why he should be fired and one reason he won't be.
Yeah,
you were spot on almost all of them.
It just turned out, I'm not bragging on myself. I'm just saying I remember now what I thought, and it turned out I was kind of right about it. And so I'm not right that often, but even a broken clock's right twice a day. So there you go. All right, so coming up in just a couple minutes.
Understood that twice.
Mark will be here. And, well, don't you understand?
Right.
At 12 o'clock.
It's 12 o'clock at the same time twice.
Thank you.
There you go.
I mean, you graduated from Georgia Southern. But
I say okay. All right.
By the way, you are an educated. You are a well-educated man.
Can't be. It's noon and midnight. That's not the same time.
There you go. Okay, so here's the deal. Give us the headlines. We'll take a break. Coming up next, we'll get in touch with Mark Long to see what he knows about the Florida coaching situation. And our guy's standing by down in he's in L.A., I think.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to Terry Bradshaw at 5:30. Talk to him about some of the fantastic catches were made in the last 3 days. I mean, fantastic catches. Maybe some people are saying one of them is the best ever. We'll talk to him about that. There was one very unusual end zone celebration, which we'll talk about. One that you'll never see again, probably.
But it was pretty good.
And it's boiling down to a big weekend between 2 big teams that are playing each other this weekend in the NFL. Coming up with the Terry Bradshaw Football Show. What you got in the news headlines?
Auburn defensive lineman Devontae Lambert out for the season after knee surgery. Tigers coach Gus Malzahn said Lambert had surgery Tuesday. He says losing Lambert for Saturday's Iron Bowl game with number 2 Alabama is a big factor. Lambert leads the Tigers with 3.5 sacks this season. Coach did say that receiver DeQuil Williams and Ricardo Lewis are expected to play against the Crimson Tide. So they're down a defensive guy, but back 2 offensive guys. The Boston teams are having a bad month on social media. The latest gaffe, an innocuous but ill-timed tweet that the Red Sox rushed to delete. The tweet, "So how was everybody's Monday?" went out a minute after Missouri prosecutor announced a grand jury decided not to indict a white police officer.
Bad timing.
For the death of an unarmed black man, Michael Brown. So the Red Sox are apologizing for that tweet. Houston Rockets guard James Harden eyed the scoreboard that showed the New York Knicks 6-point lead. He ended up taking over the game. He scored 12 of his 36 points in the last 5 minutes to lead the Rockets over the Knicks, and Carmelo Anthony was hurt. He left the game with back spasm with less than 2 minutes remaining in the first half and did not return. So not only did the Knicks lose to Houston, but Carmelo Anthony left the game. Buddy, they're going to be able to play at Ralph Wilson Stadium. It's ready to host the Buffalo Bills games against Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Team president Russ Brandon announced. He said he expects the stadium to be 100% operational. The team, as you know, were forced to play Monday night in Ford Field in Detroit because of snow, but they expect to be back up and running for this Friday. And finally, in the just shut your Twitter account down mode, Adrian Peterson, soon after it was announced Monday night that the grand jury would not charge police officer Darren Wilson, who killed an unarmed teenager in August in Missouri, Peterson awkwardly compared his child abuse charges in Texas to what was happening in Ferguson, Missouri. The tweet was, "The grand jury decided not to indict me too, but that changed a week later. Maybe, but not likely in this case."
Yeah, it's enough.
Adrian, of course, is taking it down now and says that he didn't, he wasn't trying to be demeaning or anything, but
he did.
Just one of those times where athletes should stay off Twitter.
That's stupid. All right, coming up next, Mark Long updates us on what he knows about Will Muschamp's replacement right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
The biggest holiday office party in Ocala can only be in Golden, Ocala. Now, a true office party can only be on a Friday, and this party is no exception. So clear your calendar for December 5th. Party starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 11 p.m. with buffet-style dinner, wine tasting, casino play, and a cupcake war. The price of only $55 each is well worth it. All donations help Kids Central, a system for neglected and abandoned children and families. Remember to bring an unwrapped toy to make holiday dreams come true. Call 629-6229 for tickets. The office party at Golden, Ocala. You deserve it.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday Night High School football on WOCA, The Source. Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant. Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football. Imagine yourself in a quaint bistro right in the heart of a charming French village about to indulge in real French cuisine. Located in beautiful, vibrant downtown Ocala, La Cuisine offers authentic French cuisine and wine from an award-winning menu. Patrice and Elodie moved to Ocala in 2009 because they fell in love with it. And you're going to fall in love with La Cuisine if you haven't already. La Cuisine offers a quick bite for lunch or a leisurely dinner in a comfortable and relaxed setting. So call La Cuisine of Ocala today at 352-433-2570. It's like a direct call to Paris.
Look who just walked in the room, Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, whatsupocala.com.
Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Olstein with A Better You Healthcare Acupuncture and Eastern Medicine. As primary care physicians, we use acupuncture to treat back pain, arthritis, migraines, allergies, high blood pressure, thyroid disorders, hormone imbalances, stress, and more using all natural medical therapies. We treat the source of your problems, not just your symptoms. For more information, go to abetteryouhealthcare.com or call today to set up your appointment. 352-615-5566.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults, so use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000, 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
The ever going on of the coaching search in Gainesville. There's so many guesses to this. I'm not even getting in the game anymore because there's just so many different answers that could come up, and I don't know anything about any of them except their names keep popping up. But a guy who does follow the story a little closer, it's national stories on his beat from the Associated Press, joins us now. Mark Long. Mark, what have you heard about the successor to Will Muschamp lately?
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot. I know this, buddy. I mean, it's easier to rule people out than it is to figure out who's in. And that's kind of where we're at right now. I don't even know. I honestly don't know and don't believe Jeremy Foley has had any, certainly not any face-to-face contact. He was in town this weekend. He was in town all of last week. I saw him this morning on campus. So to my knowledge, I don't think he's left town. And I do believe him when he says, we're not messing up anyone's season. I do believe that they're sitting there around there every night, every day, doing some due diligence, doing their homework. And then once these seasons play out, which a lot of them will finish this weekend, some of them will finish next weekend, I think that's when he's going to start moving and make a move here and start visiting with some of these guys in person and make a decision. But, I know he's been in town, the thing you can do is you can definitely weed out some guys based on what he did last week, what he said last week, which was he want a guy with character, integrity, a guy with an offensive, at least, probably an offensive background, but at least, if it's a defensive guy, he's got to have worked around some good offense.
At least have an acumen, at least.
Yeah, exactly. So you can, you start looking at it and you can really weed out a lot of guys. I mean, it really narrows the field. And then when he gets into the integrity and character and all those things, they're not going to hire somebody with any NCAA issues, whether, they're past or present or whatever, or even speculation that a guy's cheating or got NCAA issues. They're not going down that road. They think they're better than that, and they think they can get better than that. So, and I wouldn't look for any retreads either. But again, like I said, it really narrows the field, and you wonder, what does it leave you with?
Well, that's the question once you start striking people. And the list just seems to me to be, I don't know, it's a working list, obviously, but bottom line is that, the guys I see left on that list, I haven't heard them ruled out yet by anybody. I mean, Gary Patterson, I think, is a guy you got to look at. Especially scoring points out there now in TCU. We still keep getting guys like the Marshall coach, Doc Holliday's name in the picture. It just doesn't seem like he's got enough of a resume to be the head coach at Florida, in my opinion. Very good football coach, good guy, has a defensive background, but nonetheless, a name you see. What other names are you seeing on the list?
Yeah, listen, I think Gary Patterson is one guy you got to consider, and considering what he's done in Texas there at TCU. I mean, they're scoring with anybody. I think Hugh Freeze is a guy. I know the shine's kind of come off him in recent weeks, but I would think that he's a guy you at least got to think about, consider. Todd Graham at ASU, at Arizona State there. He's bounced around a little bit, but he's built programs. He was good at Tulsa. He was good at Pitt, and now he's got ASU in a short time span. He's got them doing a lot of good things offensively. I don't like this guy, but I keep hearing Dabo Swinney might be a possibility. They've done a lot of things at Clemson, but he's also had the same OC there in Chad Morris. So I don't know if Dabo would be a real smart choice because he's not necessarily hands-on that offense. But
well, you also hear Larry Fedora's name a lot too.
Yeah, I've heard his name, but I mean, the reality is they're 6. Are they 6-5 right now? So I don't know.
Yeah, but he's had a bad hand dealt to him, I think there.
And I get that, but I don't know, and I don't know that you can turn back the clock. I mean,
I agree with you.
He was anybody who's with the Muschamp era or anybody who's with the Zook era. The reality is those guys are tainted in Gator Nation. Yep. And so I just don't know that you can go back and get those. And as good a recruiter as Doc Holliday was, I can't imagine that Florida would go down that road with him as the next head coach.
Agree with you on that too. Jim McElwain has a big buyout. I talked to a coach recently in the SEC who said the problem today is the buyouts are so big that you got to pay a lot of money, and everybody can pay. Because the SEC, the conference TV money is so huge, you can get $4 million at places besides Florida, So the field's been narrow.
And two things I'll say about that, buddy. First off, the SEC network now is going to start paying dividends in 2015, and those checks that the payouts that Florida's going to get from TV revenue will be up $15 to $20 million a year. Is now what Florida's going to increase by the SEC network and all the schools in the SEC. But you're talking about $15 to $20 million a year. So all of a sudden, a $7 million buyout for Jim McElwain or whatever it is really going to be peanuts in the big scale of things when you're looking at, if it's the next coach, there's no price. If it's the next real good coach, the next Urban Meyer, the next Steve Spurrier, then there's no price tag to put on that.
I would ordinarily agree with you on that, but here's the difference. Do the math. 6.3 for Will Muschamp, right? 7.5 for McElwain, plus the $3 or $4 million you pay the coach over 5 years. Plus now Foley's getting hammered by people for his facilities not being the best. So money is going to come and play at some point.
Yeah, I guess at some point, but I still look at that. Listen, the windfall for the SEC network is going to be $20 million for assumedly the foreseeable future. So you'll be able to get back in the green and get out of the red at some point with all of those guys. And yes, facilities are an issue. They're going to spend some money. I'm telling you, an angle of this, buddy, that's been overlooked is Bernie Matchin. I've got it on pretty good authority that he told Jeremy Foley, let's not break the bank on the last coaching hire. And he's been kind of problematic in terms of behind the scenes letting Florida spend. He's the reason Florida is the only school in the SEC that does not have an indoor practice facility for the football team. Everybody has one. Georgia's building one. 13 out of 14 teams. And I get it. Florida, from a weather standpoint, probably has better weather than the other 13. But that's one of those things that recruits see when they come on campus, and it's an eye-opener, and it's a wow factor, and it looks cool, and it serves all that stuff plays in. And Bernie Matchin's leaving on the beginning of January, and the new president will come in, and supposedly he's going to be completely hands-off, and I think the purse strings will loosen up a little bit around the University of Florida. That's why I think Florida's not They would be more willing to open up the checkbook this time, to upgrade some facilities. All of that, I think, with Dr. Matchin leaving, is going to make a big difference.
No, it's a good point. It's good stuff, and I know you do your homework on this stuff, the dates and times, the numbers, and you're on top of it. I'll ask you this final question. Not that it makes any difference to anybody but us. If you had somebody you would like to see become the head coach, who would be your pick?
Well, I mean, you and I, we both covered Florida in its heyday with Steve Spurrier. I mean, I know you could make an argument that Urban Meyer was just as good, but Steve Spurrier, I mean, listen, how good a story would that be? How great a guy is that? The problem is that's a short-term fix.
You know what?
It's not
3
a
years
long-term
is
fix.
all you need, though. Think about it. Think about the rejuvenation of the Gator Nation and what that would do. That'd be $25 million in checks on the president's desk next month with Steve Spurrier.
And here's the thing. And if you don't think that the coaching pool is very good right now, then bringing back Steve Spurrier for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is, that buys you the time to go find the next guy.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, who's calling most of the plays in the press box now?
Who's that?
Steve Spurrier Jr.
Well, bring him with him.
There you go. Always good stuff, Mark. Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Anytime, buddy.
Mark Long, Associated Press. Every Gator guy who's covered Gators over the last 20 years feels the same way about that. Well, yeah. It's not going to happen, but it's just the feel-good story of the year.
It has, stop it. It has nothing to do with feel-good story.
It does.
It has to do with the man is gold at a microphone, and it makes your job easier as a media member.
Not true. It's not true at all. I'm a Florida alumnus. I like my school to win, and I want the football program to have fun. I want it to be fun.
But as a media member, Spurrier's gold.
Well, but I mean, every coach is difficult at times, including Spurrier, by the way. He's had his moments.
He did walk out at 54 seconds.
Yeah, but the fact is,
he brought fun and gun to Florida. I remember.
Yes, I remember it very well. I watched 3 games at once. I told you over the weekend. I watched Florida in this game at the Swamp. I watched Ohio State, and I watched South Carolina, who played nobody. And which stadium had the most energy? Even
South Carolina, without a doubt.
Absolutely, without question. Yeah. And more activity, more things going on. So who did that? I don't think the president of the university
Stephen
did that.
or Spurrier.
So I'm just saying that's the kind of element that we all want to see again around.
And bring Bubba with him and then let Bubba take over.
Well, we talked about that. I mean, this is people will say you're insane, and I get it. They think you're insane, but unless you've been there, you've seen it, you work with it, you know what it is. You can't appreciate.
He's calling the plays in the coaches.
He's ready.
Booth. He's ready.
Coming up next, who else is ready? Terry Bradshaw joins us on the Terry Bradshaw Football Show right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Being the Culligan Man is not easy because he works hard every day for you here in North Central Florida. Whether you need bottled water delivery for your office, a home water softener, or water infiltration system, the Culligan Man can help you. At Culligan, North Florida, we have dozens of softener and filtration options, along with a host of media tank sizes. Depending on the exact hardness and usage of your water, we determine the size of softener you're going to need. And if you're on city or well water in one of our local areas, the in-home water analysis is absolutely free. If your needs are for the home, call Ocala Water Conditioning, 352-291-5900. For home or business bottled water in Ocala, call Ocala Bottled Water, 352-291-5900. Culligan of North Florida, a proud sponsor of Florida State football, heard right here on WOCA, The Source.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, Make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler.
As we saw in the areas of Ferguson last night cannot be repeated.
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon saying a short time ago,
National Guard presence will be ramped up significantly in Ferguson and ensuring that they are ready to act quickly to prevent violence.
Nixon says 700 National Guard troops had been deployed to Ferguson last night, facing criticism the response wasn't adequate to prevent the violence and destruction. He says more than 2,200 will be in the area tonight. Ferguson's mayor says police officer Darren Wilson remains on leave after a grand jury failed to indict him on criminal charges in the fatal shooting of teen Michael Brown Jr. President Obama now in Chicago for a roundtable discussion on immigration reform. The Dow closing down 3, the NASDAQ up 3, the S&P down 2. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Napa tire gauges are now just $1.99. The perfect gift for anyone who owns a car with tires. But when giving the gift of a $1.99 tire gauge, don't put it in one of those long jewelry boxes with a giant red bow and your wife's name on it. Because while a $1.99 tire gauge from Napa can be useful, it can't keep you warm at night. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 12/31/14.
Honey, I had a premonition about Black Friday.
Let me guess, long lines and tons of people.
Nope, I saw great deals at Staples.
Were you on Staples.com when you had this vision?
I don't recall, but it was clear as day. Blowout prices on laptops and headphones. You got me a tablet.
Did I?
Yeah, we were in, out, and home in time to have breakfast in bed.
You saw all that.
You made omelets.
Omelets.
Have a stress-free Black Friday at Staples. Go to Staples.com for deals and coupons good on the hottest tech gifts all week long. Less stress, more savings. Staples.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Henry Hutchison. He's the president of Family Business USA. He's coming on to tell us about the dirty little secrets of family business.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Richard Vague will be on. He's coming on to speak about his book, The Next Economic Disaster.
Randy Sutton is a retired law enforcement officer. He's written a new book called The Power of Legacy, Personal Heroes of America's Most Inspiring People.
And then tune in for John Fuller from the law firm of Fuller & Fuller here in Ocala, giving legal advice on his program, Legally Yours.
Dr. Donald Hayes is the president of Wellness Watchers Global. He's written a new book called Alkalize Now, a pH balance program.
And then Steve Kleinedler is coming on, a linguist and the executive editor of the reference group at Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. He's coming on to speak about the 5th edition of the American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Thanksgiving Eve. The next AM Ocala Live right here on the Source WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs. And all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Back on a rainy Tuesday today. Looks like we're having some phone difficulties here reaching Mr. Bradshaw, who is on the West Coast as we speak. Got a long week doing the Fox pregame show for Thanksgiving, of course, and then on the weekend. the Sunday games. So pretty good games going on this week. We'll break that schedule down for you here in a little bit too, and tell you a little bit about it. We hope to get Terry's picks at some point. Should we miss him, we'll be able to try to get him on tomorrow at some point. And apologize for the change-up. Earlier I talked about Will Muschamp. That ship has kind of sailed. Most people want to move on to who's the next coach. We'd all like to be able to move on to that if we knew what it was. It's beginning to feel like that Foley's not even into his list completely. He's probably got a list of 3 or 4 people with his rankings on that list. And even though he says he will not disrupt the program without question, just as he did in past years, including when Urban Meyer was hired from Utah, there will be a company, a sort of a interim person, or intermediary, I should say, someone you call who's kind of a broker who says, can you find out for me if these guys are all movable, if these guys could possibly be interested in coming to Florida? And he'll work that list and do that kind of backstory on it until he finds the right people. It sounds like, just from reading it from the fine print, that he feels confident he can have somebody in place in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I can't see them going to January unless they have a handshake agreement with somebody that they're going to get, because recruiting is going to take a hit and already has. That's one of the things you worry about. More important than recruiting, though, is getting the right coach. The problem is we don't seem to be able to agree even ourselves about who the right coach is. And I'm looking back on last year. Muschamp should have been a good hire. If you look at all the qualifications needed, and you look at the person who was his background, his resume, and you look at what he did coming through the ranks. I mean, he coached in the National Football League. He was a student of Nick Saban, arguably the best coach in the country. He was a guy that played in the SEC, was captain of the defensive team at Georgia. He coached at Auburn as a defensive coordinator. He had all the breeding he needed. He even had a background, grew up till the 8th grade in Gainesville. So it looked on paper like he would be the absolute right guy, although, as I've said before, it never felt that way to me. I'm not a visionary. I can't tell you that just why I felt that way, but I felt that way. And I could never get over it. Then you start doing the numbers and the reality of Ron Zook's record versus what his record was coming into this past year. And you look at numbers like that Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer put up. Urban Meyer only lost 15 games. I mean, think about that. And you look at Muschamp's record and you think, well, obviously he's no Urban Meyer. But here's one of the key points I made in this column I wrote last year. It was before the loss to Georgia Southern. This is what they have to be concerned about. This is what's coming back to them now. Florida's brand has been severely damaged and a winning tradition all but erased. All the momentum over rivals, FSU, Georgia, and Tennessee, that was built by the last 3 coaches, and yes, that means Ron Zook, has been dissipated, and the Gators are back to square one. I'd say that's pretty accurate, Tom.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
At the same time, and I always remember what Charlie Pell said, and I repeat on this show, he said during the 84 season, obviously they got caught cheating on probation. Charlie lost his job, and the FSU stepped in the breach and got all the good players. And Charlie always said years later, if I hadn't screwed up, FSU never would have caught us. Now they're going to pay for that. They have paid for that. And now, like I said last year, during a year when Florida was struggling, having a horrible season, first losing season since Charlie Pell in '79, FSU made a lot of hay. Jameis Winston won the Heisman Trophy. Fans got excited about Seminole football again. And I said this last year, the Seminoles are likely to be playing for a national championship, while the Gators are unlikely to even reach the lowest rung of their goals to become bowl eligible. And that's exactly what happened. So, and finally, the other point I make, again, I'm not trying to make myself look like a genius. I'm just saying, if it's this obvious to someone like me, you think it would have been obvious to other people. The offense is dull and uninspiring. We knew from that first game of the season, even when Jeff Driscoll was playing, that Gator baby boomers had seen this movie before, Doug Dickey and Bob Woodruff. And the final thing was the empty cupboard myth, which was perpetuated by Will Muschamp, when in fact Urban Meyer's classes ranking 2008 number 1 ranked class, number 4 ranked class 2009, number 5 ranked class 2000. No, I'm sorry, number 1 ranked class 2010, and number 5 in 2009, number 4. Anyway, he had top 5 classes 4 years there. Where did those football players go? Well, they obviously never would perform and were never coached up and never developed. So that's the issue. Attempting to reach Terry Bradshaw, we're going to give it one more shot here and see if we can get him. And maybe the weather's played a part in this, perhaps. That's the story of Will Muschamp. By having said that, a wonderful opportunity for Will Muschamp to redeem himself. And a lot of people think that he may. A lot of the line is what, 7.5 points now, or is it?
No, 7.5.
7.5 points, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's not maybe lower. By the time they kick it off, because people are seeing a repeat movie of 2004 when Ron Zook did it, and there's a lot of momentum on the side of the Gators right now, and there's every reason in the world to think that the Gators are somewhat ascending after last week. Don't have any false illusions about that, and that the Seminoles are descending. I'm not terribly sure about the Seminoles descending that much. I still think you've got to give a lot of credit to Jimbo Fisher, who has made some incredible adjustments at halftime, at the end of the third quarter, to get his team in position to win. You always hear, give yourself a chance to win in the fourth quarter. Well, that's exactly what he's been doing.
That's all they do.
And so they've given themselves a chance, and in fact, that's why they won some of the games. They've been ready. They had the answers. So
well, you were in Denver for quite a while.
Yeah.
And one of Denver's natural rivals was a team in the Bay Area called the Oakland Raiders. Mm-hmm. And what was the mantra of Al Davis?
Just win, baby.
That's all you got to do. Mm-hmm. Nowhere does it say you got to win pretty. Nowhere does it say you got to win by 60 points. Just when the final horn blows, you got to have more points than the other guy.
There's a lot of people that think you and I are wrong about this.
I'm just telling you.
They think Jameis Winston is really – a lot of people think he's diminished. They think he's not playing as well, that he's not the quarterback he was last year. And that may be true to a certain degree. He is injured. Yeah. And they're thinking that they're living on borrowed time. Every week I hear these guys sitting around the table on ESPN, this college football show, say, well, this might be the week. Someone else could go down this week.
Just win, baby.
And now they're saying today – again, I heard him say, who is it, Brett McMurphy and Tom Luganbill. Tom and Luganbill gets on my nerves sometimes, by the way. And the coach and then other people who are on there who are saying, well, this could be the time that Florida State slips out of the top four tonight, which is, by the way, coming up at 7:30.
Undefeated and slip out the top 4.
Not going to happen.
No.
I don't see it happening. But there's almost like they're wishing for this prophecy to be true.
Our guy at Channel 6, the great Pinkster, said last night on his news broadcast, he thinks Florida's going to win the football game. Nobody.
We've talked about that.
Well, I know, but a lot of people are on the Florida bandwagon because they just don't think Florida State's that good. And all they do is win. That's it.
I don't know. Well, I'm hearing one from one report that Hugh Freeze is the man. I just got that little text. Hugh Freeze is the man.
Wouldn't be a bad hire.
We'll see. Of all the ones, I think Freeze probably is the most attractive to me. Again, I just don't see him leaving Oxford. Although after he plays in the Egg Bowl, you might want to leave Oxford.
Well,
Mississippi State's no bargain there. So
say that.
Anyway, the coaching carousel, that phrase that we hate, is certainly in action now. And Terry Bradshaw is not. So we will either hook up with Bradshaw after this break, or we'll catch up with him tomorrow for the Terry Bradshaw show, and we'll let you know how that goes. Let's go ahead and take our break right now. We'll return after this timeout on Buddy Sports Base.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, November 15th through January 4th with Ice, featuring the Nutcracker. Relive your favorite scenes from the classic ballet, hand-carved in more than 2 million pounds of ice sculptures and slides. Enjoy a special bonus area, the Frostbite Factory, and watch artisans from Harbin, China carve amazing ice sculptures before your eyes. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with the wonder of the Nativity in Ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. Wrapping up hour number 3. Still efforting to try to get Terry Bradshaw. Looks like we'll probably get him tomorrow. I'm a big golfer. Everybody knows I'm a big golfer. And I run across this thing that is one of the most truest things ever. It's 23 problems every golfer will understand. I'll just give you one. You'll hit a 30-yard wide fairway 20% of the time. You'll hit a 3-inch wide branch 80% of the time. Take that. Is this for Terry Bradshaw, buddy?
That's for Terry Bradshaw. Turn my mic on, and
all right, I'll get him real quick
for a couple of minutes here. He's in the middle of Bloomingdale's in Los Angeles. We had a miscommunication, and we'll get Terry on for a couple of minutes, and we'll get him back after tomorrow at 5:30 this time, and be able to share with you other thoughts on his mind. So once again, big games this weekend. One of them is going to be Green Bay and New England. Huge game. And also some.
He's fine.
All right, we got Terry on him for right now. Hi, Terry. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
You get my
I'm in
present?
the middle of Bloomingdale's.
Yeah, get my present while you're there, will you?
Oh, I already did. It's
Something in extra large.
I love it. No, actually, I'm anticipating you losing weight, so
okay.
I got you a small.
Small,
Got you a
okay.
small.
Yeah. Maybe not small. Maybe just a large, not an extra.
Well, I was lying about the small. It's really
Okay,
a double
well, good. Hey, we got 3 minutes to go here, and we'll catch up to you hopefully after and get our full show. But I just wanted to get a couple of comments from you on some of the things that happened last weekend. We saw some unbelievable catches this past week. We talked about some of those catches, and particularly one in the Dallas Giants game, which was fantastic. And then we saw a couple more after that. Yeah, Odell Beckham.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I don't know why all of a sudden we're seeing so many wonderful catches or phenomenal catches, but I mean, you're seeing them not only by veteran players, but you're seeing them by. I thought you don't get Steve Smith's catch last night against the Saints. I mean, back in the end zone. I mean, that was an incredible catch. Great concentration. Odell's catch is probably the one that's getting most people's attention, but just to have some fun with everybody. And I was talking to Jimmy Johnson over at Fox this morning, and I said, could he have made that catch with those ticky-tack gloves? It's because these receivers today wear gloves. And do you really go, okay, would he have caught it without the gloves? Seriously, there are so many great catches. Would he have caught it with the gloves? Because when you hit those gloves, they're like Velcro. And then if you go back as far as the years that I was playing, then back then they used that stickum. Remember that sticky stuff, buddy?
Biletnikoff. Fred Biletnikoff was the king of stickum.
Exactly. They had it all over the ball. You take a snap when the ball turned over, and you try to throw the ball. Half the time it'd go into the ground because that stuff was so sticky. So, yeah, you see a lot of great catches and one-handed catches. Look, I made a one-handed grab in Seattle last year by myself without gloves, and they threw it out of the stands, and it went viral, man. I stuck my hand up and caught this ball with one hand over my shoulder and didn't even budge. So, for the average viewer, they may go, oh, my God, what a catch. But I look at it and go, yeah, that was a great catch. And you don't think any more of it. Then when people start saying, oh, the greatest catch ever, wait a minute. Don't ever say ever with me. The guy had gloves on. Gloves. Quarterbacks wear gloves now to throw the football because the balls are so hard in the wintertime. They're hard to handle. And you're seeing quarterbacks wear gloves to throw the football. You're seeing rookies come out wearing those gloves in the summertime. So, I've got my antenna goes up a little bit when I start hearing about great this and great that, and people are wearing gloves.
Absolutely. We got about a minute. I want to talk about that unusual end zone celebration by T.Y. Hilton, who had been to the hospital where his baby girl was born.
Right.
That was unusual and something that I thought was very tender. What did you think of it?
And thank God the NFL left him alone and didn't find him. But at least that, as we speak right now, they haven't. But he had his little baby girl was born that morning. And then he goes out and catches, 78 yards, whatever that was. And then he did the little rock in the cradle. I thought that's kind of cute. And for a guy that just had a baby girl, he's entitled to celebrate any way he wants to. And that was kind of a special moment. I like that.
It was, and we're out of time now. But I tell you, he got very emotional in the interview. Very emotional. So there you go.
First baby. Can you imagine when your first kid was born?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember mine was born, and I got emotional because I thought, my God, how can anything be so ugly? certainly that can't be my kid. But I cried like a big dog.
I thought mine was going to be the first female quarterback, and you did too, probably. Terry Bradshaw. All right, Terry, we'll catch up to you tomorrow. Be safe. Don't forget, a double X for me at Bloomingdale's.
You got it. And happy
All right,
Thanksgiving, everone out there.
Thank you, Terry. Talk to you tomorrow. All right, Terry Bradshaw. A little quick preview there of what's tomorrow on the show. On behalf of my broadcast partner and all the gang from the Restaurant and Food Show, Elodie, Patrice, Dave, and the gang, Tom Schmitz, thank you very much. Have a good night. Who? Mark Long. Yeah, I forgot. Remember Mark Long. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a good night, everybody. For that special wrapped present under your Christmas tree, come to Goss & Son Jewelers, downtown Ocala, on the square. Soon celebrating 65 years and still wrapping those gifts for a lifetime. If you're looking for a gift that will always be special, let Cammie McLeod and her great staff help you choose those pieces that your loved ones will cherish. Jerry and Teddy Gauze and the entire staff are extremely proud of the beautiful downtown store, which offers you the finest in Rolex watches and in diamonds. From generation to generation, Teddy and Jerry Gauze and their family have been helping their customers find just the right gift with the right touch. Whether you're looking for the finest watch, the ideal charm, diamonds, engagement ring, or fashion jewelry, you'll find it at Goss & Son. Sometimes it's more than a present. Sometimes it is a gift of a lifetime. Goss & Son, always there when you need them.
The Marion County Seminole Club, Inc., a proud sponsor of FSU football here on The Source. For more information, contact the Marion County Seminole Club at marionseminoles.org or email them at marionseminoleclub@gmail.com.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. Starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants. And he's buying you a drink. Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever. Hi, I'm Buddy Martin, the host of The Voice of Ocala, every weekday from 3 to 6 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. A lot of people ask me, how do you keep a muzzle on Tom Schmitz? Forget about it.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
This is the Salvation Army, and I'm Major George Patterson to let you know that the Salvation Army is available